Hi everybody, it's Kathy here from Kathy Loves Scrap, and I'm coming to you from the land down under today, and it is Thursday. That means we're keeping it simple sometimes. Haven't done one for a while, back again, getting into the swing of it. Look at how this has come together so quickly and so easily, and today I'm going to walk you through this layout. It actually uses all scraps. So as you can see, I have this cut apart sheet which I've already taken some things from, and I'm going to continue. I've got this flower sheet here that I've cut out from before, and the same with this one. So everything I'm using on this page today comes from a scrap from a previous project. I have this group of papers here from Teresa Collins. They're leftovers from a previous project. And I have this photo of my daughter that has been sitting on my desk for I do not know how long. She is about 3 in this photo, and she turns 20 in 2 weeks. So goodness how long that's been sitting on my desk, but I thought I'm going to get it done today. So we are going to use just scraps. Now this one here is about 7.5 by 12, I believe. If you look at it there. 5, 6, 6, yeah, 6.5 by 12. So that's going to be the basis of my layout. From this one here with the apricot print, I am going to cut out a 2-inch, an 1.5-inch strip, which I'm going to put to the base, and then I'm going to cut out. So that's there. I have this one butting into there, and I'm going to now cut out the remainder of the space there. So 6.5, 7.5, 8. So I'm going to do a 4.5-inch. Nope, I'm doing 5. I've decided to do 5, and then I'll tuck it in underneath. So that will sit on there. From that part, I'm going to just tape it up now and put it down onto this layout. And because we're keeping it simple, there is no external border. We're just laying it onto a piece of white cardstock or white paper from the page protectors that you can buy, and they have the white insert. That's always a good place to use for a base builder. So I'm just taking off my double-sided tape here and laying it onto my layout. So I now have got a belly-lined page that I have a landing point for my photo. I have cut 3/4-inch strips, 4 of them, because I want a frame around my photo. Now, because I'm not using scraps and I am not using a full sheet of paper, everything is done in strips and just added to the layout step by step. So as you can see here, I took a piece and I cut it in half. I went through my scraps again and I found a piece of gold that was just the right size, thankfully, and a white scrap of cardstock, which I'm used to double mount this layout. I've cut down my 2 pieces that I'm going to layer underneath this photo just to build some layers and some interest, and you can see that they are just strips. So one is 5.5 in width, and the other one is 5. So that builds my underneath layer for my photo, and it just looks like I have layered it up when I've just used small pieces of scrap. My frame around it, I want it to go off kilter. I don't want it to be exactly in line. I want it to be off to one side more than the other. That's just an effect, a look to it. I have measured it and I have done the strips down to 10.5 in length and 8.25 in width, and then I've got that fox that I had pre-cut another time, and I'm going to put in some mushrooms because they're the same colours as the lounge that she's laying on, and I'm tying my colours together from my photos. So I have my fox and I fussy cut out elements from those pages that you saw at the very beginning, and I'm just layering them up one at a time to build my clusters. When I'm happy with it, I'm just going to glue it in, and I will pop up the fox so that adds some dimension, nice and easy to build layers. As you can see, I've just layered them in one at a time so that they just tuck in and behind. That is something I had to learn to do because I used to think that everything had to be seen. Now I'm okay that things get tucked in behind and you see pieces of them as opposed to amounts the whole time. And you can just see how I formed that cluster up there. Once again, there are tuck-in pieces behind, and there are ones that show to the front. And the ones that show to the front, I put on some foam tape to lift them up and give them some dimension and add some shadowing. So that's how I quickly build a cluster. Just use your papers that you've got left over. You'll find that they've got elements on them that you can fussy cut around, especially if you don't have a lot of ephemera, and you can just add that in. Now, I've had these chipboards for quite a while, particularly that Cutie Pie. I've had that since she was little, so I thought it was a time to use up that out of my stash. So I was bashing my stash, which was great, something I need to do a lot more of. And I have dyed them with my red brick stain from Tim Holtz. I love those stains. They are great for doing chipboard, and the best thing about it is the chipboard soaks it up and then they fade into colours, and when it dries it'll be the same colour as the mushrooms and the flowers in the back paper, which makes it look like it was part of this whole overall layout intentionally. So I'm just fussy cutting in some more elements to add around the title to build that third cluster, and I'm using 3 of the white flowers because each of the clusters have to have elements that tie them together so that they marry nicely. And you can see how this has all come together quite simply by cutting just from my scraps. I haven't actually used a new sheet on this whole layout. So we've all got a million of them, so use them and build your layouts. As long as you have a landing point for your photo and you have colours that complement your photos, then you can create a layout of any style that is available to you with your papers. Now, just to make the frame stand out a little bit from that background, because they all blend together, I'm using a black pen just to go around the border framing, and you can see that just that fine line of black pops it and brings it up and shows you that it can easily be effective with just a simple addition of a line. Now, you do need to be careful and you do need to go slowly so that you are not going over the top of your cardstock. As you see, I went past there, but that's okay because I turned it into a journal line, and that popping of the colour makes that whole layout now lift and gives it its own style. So quick and easy, simple, use up your scraps. That's how we can make a layout really effectively in a short amount of time. And I've used the strips as you can see there. Here's how that cluster came together. I've got some Nuvo drops that I've added in there in a cluster of 3. Same down with this one here and the third cluster, therefore setting up my visual triangle. And you can see how this layout took no time at all and is quite effective, and you too can create something as simply as this. I hope that something here inspires you to have a go. If it does, that's great. Please let me know in the comments. I love your feedback and giving me some inspiration for you. It makes my day. If there's something here that you really liked, don't forget to give me a thumbs up. I'm Kathy from Kathy Loves to Scrap, coming to you from the land down under. All your likes let YouTube know that you like what's being shown. Hit that subscribe button. I'm really trying to hit the 300 mark. And leave me a comment. I really like your feedback and I will get back to you as soon as I can. It all comes together to make my Kathy Loves to Scrap identifier under all my socials that much more active. Thanks for watching. Happy scrapping. Until next time.